Hello everyone, Doris here. Well, today I want to share with you a travel journal that I made. The base of this is from an old Reader's Digest, and I covered it with a wallpaper. And this is also the first time that I have made a hidden spine. Put a little fabric there, or trim I should say. And it is a 3 signature, approximately 74 pages or so. Then on the cover, I have a piece of actual map here that I inked with some black soot, distress ink, some burlap, and then the top piece is a journaling card that I got from Memories and More from Stampin' Up, which is very similar to Project Life. Then for my closure, I have a brad that looks like a compass. Don't know if you can see that very well or not. And then underneath that is a large button. And then I used a hair tie closure. And then looking inside the journal. I do want to mention too that I was really looking online for some good travel ideas from others. So my inspiration really came from Kathleen Maurer and Isabel Alvarado. Both ladies I will link below, and also some of my resources on where I bought a couple of my products I will list below in case you want to look those gals up as well. So inside my front and back cover, I've used this scrapbook paper, some vintage fabric for part of my hidden spine. And then beginning of my first signature, I've used scrapbook paper, and all of my scrapbook paper I've used in the journal I coffee dyed just to give it all that grungy kind of look. This here is some coffee dyed paper, and I just put a piece of ribbon and stitched over the top of that. On this side I made a little cluster with one of those journal cards, and this here is a compass stamp that I have. Scrapbook paper. I absolutely love this paper. Love the design on it. On this page I have washi tape and a little piece of this digital here. This in fact is the only digital in the book. This is from Kara Brandon Creations, and it's part of it is miscolored because my ink was running out, and I initially was going to put this in a Halloween journal, but I ran out of time and I really wanted to get this travel journal done, so that took my time. Okay, moving on, other side, scrapbook paper. Here I have a little tuck spot with coffee dyed paper, piece of scrapbook paper, and stitching. This is an embossing folder, and then I added some coffee dyed paper on the back. And that paper here, I'm not sure what it's called, but I picked up a whole bunch of it at the thrift store one day, and it comes in several different colors in the pack. So if anybody knows what it's called, let me know, because I definitely don't know. But it's very thick cardstock too. Really nice paper. Another cluster with some scrapbook paper, a ticket, and then this is a sticker that came from the Memories and More kit that I have. Piece of scrapbook paper here. Added a little piece of map. This is one of 2 bags that I've included in the book. This bag initially was much longer, and I just cut it off the bottom, stitched it here. And also, I don't know if you can tell, but that I've used an embossing folder that has like a compass on it, and I distressed it a bit, sanded it a bit, I guess you'd call it. So thought that turned out pretty good. You can see there's a good amount of room in there to put mementos. Center of the first signature, I made a pocket, and then a little flip out here, another pocket. And this here is actually Quilter's graph paper. I picked up at a garage sale, had a nice conversation with a lady that was selling that. This up here is some vintage trim, another journal card. is sewn on here with reinforced with wallpaper. Put a little bit of map. This paper here is a faux parchment paper I received from I believe Amazon. And on this page, some stamps that I stitched on, add some interest. This paper here, I should add, some of this coffee dyed paper is from a store called Nine of Crones, which is on Etsy. I will link this one below as well. Very nice paper that she makes. Journal card here, flips out. I wanted to give myself plenty of room for pictures and writing. And both the ladies I've mentioned at the beginning of the video really both seem to stress that when they make their journals. So I was really inspired by them. Here's a journal card that I just cut to make into a little tuck. Again, another journal card. I put a tab up here with some different scrapbook paper, little travel sticker, and a stamp. Stitched all that on with, this is paper bag on the back I just had sitting on my desk, so I use that in several places in the journal. Here another little cluster with a stamp, piece of scrapbook paper, and another washi tape. The rest of that scrapbook paper I love. Here I've made 2 pockets that you can put things in. Here's a journal card. And I just made a little notebook to just do some extra writing. And that's the end of the first signature. Moving on to the second. Here's another journal card and a distressed ticket. And then this is a piece of that paper bag that I just put a stamp on. This is a pocket here. And another ribbon with stitching on the edge. Move that up a little bit so you can get a better idea of what I did there. Next page, we have another pocket. And again, a little bit more layering with scrapbook paper, washi tape, and a stamp. Just made a little more writing with some scrap I had. Here, there's again that same stamp. Whoops. And that compass one down here. Scrapbook paper. Made a pocket. Sticker from that Memories and More pack. Washi tape. Another stamp I had, I put on scrapbook paper. Just made a little tuck up underneath there. There's another little side tuck with scrapbook paper and some stitching. Another scrapbook paper. Again, that washi tape and some map. Second signature, the center of. Made another pocket. Journal card. Adhered that with more of that paper bag that I just did some inking on. Another little cluster here with the journal card. Different washi tape I've used here and a stamp. I did some sanding. I love to do the sanding. Love how that looks. The rest of that graph paper with the vintage trim. The other corner tuck. Another journal card. I put the paper bag on. Made a little cluster with that same stamp. Stamp there, and a piece of scrapbook paper. I added that paper on the back too. I really took advantage of that paper bag, I'm telling you. Another pocket. Some more, well, let's see, this is another journaling card that came with that kit. Journaling cards, again, stitched together with some wallpaper. Map. Here I have a little stamp and a little piece of washi tape over it. And this is another washi tape. Finally started using some of those. I've had them for a while, just never really used the washi tape very much. Here I made another little insert. And this here I used Stampin' Up. It's called a Stampin' Up postal stamp, I believe it is. Punch. Postal punch. And these are actually letters from a scrapbook page, and I just cut them out with a punch and put them real close together. I like how it turned out. You can't even hardly tell really that those are separate punches, but they are. 2 journal cards here. Whoops. 2 journal cards. End of the second signature. Onto the third, I did the same as I did for the first. Another little cluster with a postage stamp, sticker, and a ticket. Another washi tape and another little sticker. Little tuck spot. More scrapbook paper. Another tuck up here. This one I blended 2 different, well no, a scrapbook paper, washi, and some map. Here I made one of those fold over little tabs that I saw Isabel do. Center of the last signature. Some more little embellishing here with a stamp, scrapbook paper, and that paper bag. And again, a different one here. I had so much fun making these. And I want to thank Kathleen for that idea. I really liked how she did those. Here, another journaling card with the with wallpaper. And then on this journal card, I didn't care for what was written on it, so I just put a piece of my coffee dyed paper. And this is a stamp, 2 separate stamps actually from Stampin' Up. Another piece of paper there to just write on. Then a piece of that parchment paper. Here I had gotten some glue up here, so I just covered it up with a stamp, a piece of the journal card cut out into a banner, and then I used a circle punch from another one of the journal cards. I really like how it turned out. It just really blends in well with the colors of that scrapbook paper. Another little, let's see, yep, stamp and ticket. More of that trim that I like. And the last pocket, or last bag, I should say. And that is the end of my book. Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, got some ideas maybe. And again, I will link all the resources that I've mentioned below. Thank you so much for your time and for having an interest in my video. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye for now.